What's up, friends? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me here again today for another Breaking Bad episode. Crazy, only got 2 more episodes in season 1. Been absolutely loving the show, and I can't wait to see how the season ends, where we go from here. Last episode was phenomenal. Loved the acting, really loved the intervention scene. I thought that was some of the best, as I mentioned in that video, some of the best TV acting that I've seen, especially so early on in a show. And obviously Walter, he's going through with the cancer treatment, so we'll see sort of what effects take form for him. We also finally met the flashback woman from a couple episodes ago. We finally saw her and a little bit of his relationship with her and his other old friend from college. So I'm sure they're going to keep coming into play a little bit more. And obviously the end of the episode left us with a huge bomb that Walter dropped on us, that he's going to try and get back into the meth game with Jesse. And so I'm nervous for him because of how things turned out last time. Maybe he'll have learned a few things. Maybe he's a little bit more committed. We'll see. Obviously, he's doing it for money to pay for his treatment, which he had the opportunity to do so with his friend, but he decided to go this route again. So we'll see what happens, but I'm super excited to get into the episode. If you'd like to watch along with me for the entire episode, definitely consider checking out my Patreon, link in the description. That's where you can find my full-length reaction to these episodes, as well as the other stuff from my channel, as well as voting in polls that help me decide what I watch or react to in the future. But I appreciate all your support and views on here. Hope you guys enjoy this reaction, and without further ado, let's get into episode 6. Back in this cursed van. Not a whole lot of good memories from before in here.
The chemistry is my realm. I am in charge of the cooking. As far as our customers go, I don't want to know anything about them. I'm the silent partner.
Whatever, man.
Love it. Walter is locked in now. He's not playing games anymore. Whoa, Walter, what? Well, that's a freaking crazy little tease right there. Shoot, that must be a decent jump ahead because he's bald. So I'm assuming that's the chemo treatment. My man looks like a hardened vet right there.
Have you been in touch with Elliot? Because I haven't seen a check from him.
Yes, I got it.
It came last week, and I put it right into my credit union account, so.
The lies are starting immediately again. Feel kind of bad for his wife at this point, man. She's just trying her best, and Walter's just being super shady about things. I obviously understand why Walter's lying, though. You can't just tell your wife that you're a meth dealer.
If a reaction happens quickly, otherwise harmless substances can interact in a way that generates enormous bursts of energy. Explosions are the result of chemical reactions happening almost instantaneously.
That little intro shot earlier before the opening credits looked like an explosion, so I feel like that's gonna be connected, what he's saying right there. Oh, my man is coughing up everything right now, it sounds like.
I got it, Mr. White. Don't worry. You got kids to teach.
Hey, that's a cool guy.
Yo, God, you okay?
Does he see the spot?
When were you gonna tell me?
Jesse knows now.
My aunt had one of those dots on her. I'm your partner, man. You should have told me. That's why you're doing all this. You want to make some cash for your people before you check out. You gonna be able to finish the batch?
No, you do it.
You putting a lot of trust in Jesse. Let's go. That's gotta increase the strength of the relationship.
If you have any questions, I'll be right out here.
Next time, put an ice pack on your head during chemo. My aunt said it helped with the hair loss.
I like that. It seems like Jesse genuinely cares about him. Not just because he's his partner, but because he cares about him as a person. At least that's the impression that I got.
That one we found way out in the boonies? That cook site? Property of J.P. Wynn Chemistry Lab. That's Walt School.
Oh no. Shoot, the trail is starting to form, man. They've got to be able to trace it back to Walt soon enough then if they've found out that it came from his school. Whoa, that's some major cash.
26 big ones.
$26,000?
No, that's 2,600.
This return is too little for the risk.
You don't know jack about slinging dope.
I know a lack of motivation when I see it.
All the bickering is back once again. They lasted like a day before they start getting after each other.
That's what we need. We need a distributor now. Do you know anyone like that?
Yeah, I mean, I used to. Until you killed him.
That definitely makes things difficult.
Mr. White, it's too risky. Why can't you just be satisfied with the way it is?
Come on! Jesus! Just grow some balls!
You guys already know Angry Walter is the best version of Walter. The dialogue between them is so good. This guy for sure is going to know something's up as well.
Mr. White?
Thank you, Hugo.
I like Hugo, man. He's a cool guy. Seems real genuine and kind. This treatment process just seems absolutely miserable. Just seems to be in constant pain, pretty much.
Are you up for having a visitor?
Hey, buddy. Hank.
Oh, freak. I'm nervous right now.
Do you recognize that?
Huh?
Well, that was used to cook meth.
Just act natural, Walter. Don't do anything suspicious.
Are there any other respirators?
No?
Because I'm counting 6. Inventory says 8.
Walter, man, just make up some cover. You've been lying to your wife for so long, you can probably lie here as well.
You got to keep better watch over your turf. We don't want people to start wondering about you, right?
Oh, my. Walter's looking way too suspicious right now. It's killing me. He barely avoided that. Well, I mean, not barely. I don't know how much Hank actually would suspect him at this point, but still pretty freaking tense. He's got the goods. Whoa. Those teeth, man.
What's happening, my brother?
This dude looks like one bad man.
Booyah! Wow! this kicks like a mule with his balls wrapped in duct tape.
He's a big fan. That's a good sign if they want him to be a distributor.
We got a deal. See, I told you Tuco would hook you up. Cool.
Our boys are in business. That's a pretty big move.
Go on, get out of here.
What about the money?
This is a consignment operation. I don't do business that way.
Maybe things are not so good.
Front dude, Tuco's good for it.
Oh, I thought he went for his hand.
Get back for me!
Jesse, bro.
Up front.
Is there a catch to this? I feel like there might be a catch to this. Oh, dang it.
Nobody moves Crystal in the South Valley but me!
Jesse screwed up, man. He's in a lot of freaking trouble now. I guess that adds a little bit more context to the earlier scene with Walter with the bag, the bloody bag. Know the reason behind it now, at least.
Is that Uncle Hank?
No, dude, they're gonna think Hugo did it? Oh, man, they're really pushing it with the most likable guy in that situation to take the fall for it. That puts Walter in a pretty awful situation because you obviously don't want to tell him that it's you, but I mean, the guy who's been the kindest to you in the last couple days is the one taking the hit.
Why were you arresting Mr. Archuleta the other day?
Turns out he has a record. Yeah, a couple of possession beefs. He had a key, fit the profile.
Dang it, dude. That's the wrong guy.
Hugo just doesn't strike me as a thief.
Yeah, well, another personal Walt, but you wouldn't know a criminal if he was close enough to check you for a hernia.
Ironic. Walter's the big criminal guy in the room.
Just like it's you and me, buddy. I'm all in.
I love the symbolism in that he's going all in the game, but also by not saying that Hugo's innocent, he's saying that he's all into the meth business at this point. I like the occasional symbolistic writing in this show. The process is starting, man. He's losing his hair. That's gotta take the energy out of you just seeing that. Hopefully after all this it ends up being successful. He's just committing, going all in. Might as well shave it off if it's already fallen out. I like his smile.
Morning.
I won't lie, he looks pretty dope with the bald shaved head.
Badass dad.
I mean, we got a little glimpse of it at the beginning of the episode, but not enough for me to really process it, but I like the look. Bro, I'm tripping out looking at him right now. Just that haircut alone has made him like super intimidating, almost a little bit scary. I guess just because I was so used to the other look from the first 5 episodes.
What's your name? Heisenberg. Heisenberg.
Heisenberg? I wonder if there's any significance behind the name Heisenberg.
$50,000. 35 for the pound of meth you stole, and another 15 for my partner's pain and suffering.
Walter coming out here swinging. This man is bold as crap.
I steal your dope. I beat the piss out of your mule boy. And then you walk in here and you bring me more meth? You got one part of that wrong. This is not meth.
Oh, no way. Oh, that's so sick. That goes back to what he was talking about in his lesson earlier. This absolute madman.
I'll give you your money. Hey, Crystal, let's say you bring me another pound next week.
We got ourselves a deal. That scene was mental, man. That was so sick. Walter's such a freaking boss, man. I love him. He just showed up the baddest dude in town. At least in the meth game, I'm assuming. There's some emotion we haven't really seen from Walter up until this point. I like it. Starting to feel the rush of the business. Walter is making quite the name for himself in this town. Walter is in it now, man. He is in for good, it would seem, based off his, not only his reaction at the end there, because he seemed pretty hyped not only about getting the money, but he seemed to kind of feel good about exerting that sort of power and force against someone else, especially someone as intimidating as Tuco. And so he looks to be really dug into the meth business at this point. So I don't know if we're gonna have any instances before like we did where he gets out for a bit momentarily, but I don't know, that's just my guess. Seems to be fully committed right now. There were definitely some tragic moments in this episode that kind of pushed him to that point. Obviously, by him committing to not telling Hank about Hugo and the misinformation there, that was definitely a big moment for him, because Hugo was such a nice guy to him and treated him so well that for him to just let him take the fall for him like that, he's definitely gone to a dark place in that moment. And so it'll be interesting to see if that sort of keeps happening, where people that are in his life or even people closer that he cares about, if more people start kind of taking the fall for him, and if he continues to have that attitude where it's kind of just he's only in it for himself, protecting himself. So obviously Jesse got pretty beat up that episode. I don't know if he's going to be out of commission then for a while and Walter's going to just kind of have to do his own thing, or if Jesse's gonna heal up fairly quickly by the time we get to the next episode and he's gonna be back into it. But now that they have a distributor, it seems like they'll have a pretty decent system going forward with their business, one that's obviously gonna get them a bunch of cash, because if they got 35 grand for the first batch, and if they're bringing double the next time, then that's 70 grand a week. And so they're gonna be living life, that's for sure. Walter's gonna have his surgery, or not his surgery, but his chemotherapy paid off super fast at that rate. So I'm excited to see where the story goes on from here. Loving it, love the progression and the characters. Obviously Walter's a little bit more under the spotlight now. I don't know if, since Hugo was caught, if Hank's gonna kind of drop that area of the investigation or what's gonna happen, but definitely intense, and I can't believe there's only one more episode in the season, so I'm excited to check it out. So hope you guys enjoyed watching my reaction to this episode. Again, if you'd like to watch along with me for the entire episodes, definitely check out my Patreon link in the description. That's where you can find that. But if you enjoyed the video, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. That helps me, helps the video reach a lot more people, and so I appreciate you all. Can't wait to see you in the final episode for this season, and until then, I'll see you all later. Peace.